Welcome to the Bond Briefing. I'm your host, Monty. Today, we're diving deep into Dr. No, the story that launched James Bond into the global spotlight. How does the groundbreaking 1962 film compare to Ian Fleming's original novel? We'll analyze the characters, plot, and legacy to uncover their similarities and differences. Let's get started. 1. Setting the stage, Fleming's vision and Bond on film. To understand Dr. No, we first need to look at its creator, Ian Fleming. By 1958, Fleming had already written 5 James Bond novels, establishing his spy as a sophisticated but lethal British agent. The character reflected Fleming's own experiences in naval intelligence during World War II. Dr. No was his 6th Bond novel, and it marked a shift in tone. While earlier books like Casino Royale and From Russia with Love leaned into espionage realism, Dr. No embraced more fantastical elements with an eccentric villain and exotic locales. It was daring and imaginative, a true predecessor to the cinematic Bond we know today. When it came to adapting Dr. No for the screen in 1962, Eon Productions had a challenge: how to translate Fleming's world of suspense and sophistication into a visual spectacle. The result? A film that redefined spy thrillers forever, introducing Sean Connery's suave yet deadly Bond to audiences worldwide. 2. Plot overview, book versus film, A Tale of Two Bonds. Both the novel and the film begin with the murder of Strangways, a British intelligence officer stationed in Jamaica. This sets Bond on a mission to investigate, but the similarities end there. In the book, Bond is sent to Jamaica not just to uncover Strangway's fate, but also to recover from the harrowing events of From Russia with Love. Fleming's Bond arrives scarred, both physically and mentally, which adds depth to his character. His mission leads him to Crab Key, where Dr. No, a rogue scientist, has been interfering with US missile tests. The film simplifies this backstory, skipping Bond's recovery and focusing on the immediate danger. Strangway's murder ties directly to Dr. No's schemes for the criminal organization Spectre. This streamlining was a smart move for the film, as it prioritized pace and action over introspection. 3. James Bond, literary grit versus cinematic charisma. In Fleming's novel, Bond is a deeply human character. He's resourceful and brave, but he's also prone to doubt and fear. His victories often come at great personal cost. For example, in Dr. No, Bond's physical endurance is tested during a grueling obstacle course that includes electrified floors and a deadly encounter with a giant squid. Sean Connery's Bond, on the other hand, is a different kind of hero. While he retains the resourcefulness of Fleming's Bond, Connery adds charm and confidence. His Bond is less vulnerable, always one step ahead of his enemies. This shift in tone was deliberate. Producers Albert R. Broccoli and Harry Saltzman wanted Bond to be a larger-than-life figure, someone who could entertain and inspire. 4. Dr. No, the villain we love to hate. Now, let's talk about Dr. No himself. In the novel, Dr. No is a chilling figure, physically grotesque, with mechanical pincers for hands and a devious mind. His backstory, involving betrayal of the Chinese Tong and a lust for power, makes him a compelling antagonist. Fleming describes him as a meticulous planner, testing Bond and Honey Rider in a series of life-threatening challenges. Joseph Wiseman's portrayal in the film captures Dr. No's intelligence and menace, but there are key differences. While the novel focuses on Dr. No's physical deformities and psychological quirks, the film emphasizes his role as a member of Spectre. This change tied the character into the broader Bond mythology, making him the first of many villains linked to the shadowy organization. One striking omission in the film: the giant squid. Instead of a deadly underwater battle, the film opts for a fiery climax as Bond destroys Dr. No's reactor. It's a change that reflects the different priorities of the mediums: realism in the book versus spectacle in the film. 5. Honey Rider, more than a pretty face. Honey Rider's introduction in the film, emerging from the ocean in a white bikini, is iconic. Ursula Andress's performance cemented her as the archetypal Bond girl, blending beauty and confidence. However, her character in the film is less developed compared to the novel. In the book, Honey Rider is a complex and tragic figure. She's a self-taught naturalist, collecting shells to survive after a childhood marred by abuse and hardship. Her relationship with Bond is more nuanced, as she represents both vulnerability and resilience. The film simplifies her character, focusing on her chemistry with Bond and her role in the action. While this makes her more accessible to audiences, it sacrifices some of the depth Fleming gave her. 6. Action and escapism, grit versus glamour. In Fleming's novel, the action is grueling and personal. Bond's survival often hinges on his endurance and wits, whether it's battling a deadly squid or enduring torture. These scenes highlight his humanity and vulnerability. The film takes a different approach, delivering action that's larger than life. From Bond's fight with the tarantula to the climactic explosion of Dr. No's lair, the focus is on creating visually stunning moments. This shift laid the groundwork for the high-octane action sequences that define the Bond franchise. 7. Themes and symbolism, two distinct visions. Fleming's Dr. No is rich in themes. The novel explores survival, human resilience, and the lingering effects of colonialism. Fleming's descriptions of Jamaica, where he lived and wrote, immerse readers in the beauty and complexity of the setting. The film, while visually stunning, focuses more on style than substance. Themes like colonialism are downplayed, and the narrative is streamlined to emphasize Bond's heroics and the high stakes of his mission. This isn't a flaw, it's a reflection of the medium. Where the book encourages readers to reflect, the film invites viewers to escape. 8. Legacy of Dr. No, the birth of a franchise. Dr. No is a landmark in both literature and cinema. Fleming's novel established the template for spy thrillers, blending suspense, exotic settings, and unforgettable villains. The film, meanwhile, redefined the genre. Sean Connery's Bond became the gold standard for cinematic spies, and Dr. No set the tone for a franchise that would span 6 decades and counting. It's fascinating to see how the book and film complement each other. Fleming's Bond is introspective and grounded, while Connery's Bond is confident and larger than life. Together, they showcase the versatility of this character and why he remains a cultural icon. Thank you for joining me on the Bond Briefing. Whether you prefer the gritty realism of Fleming's novel or the cinematic flair of Connery's Bond, Dr. No is a story that continues to captivate audiences. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Which version of Dr. No do you prefer? Join me next time as we discuss more 007 adventures. Until then, stay safe, stay well, and elegant.